Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another video. This is similar to what we did with Malachi Black a couple of days ago. We're going to be looking today, though, at the top 5 potential feuds for Andrade El Idolo in AEW. Of course, we've seen him debut recently in ring as well with his match against Matt Sydal, which a lot of people weren't too happy with. They're saying it weren't as exciting as they wanted it to be, but I feel like it's the beginning. Let things build, and with these potential feuds, we could see some incredible stuff from Andrade El Idolo. Now, the first name I've got on my list, of course, is Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega is somebody who Andrade is feuding with currently in AAA. Whether they're to bring that into AEW, I don't quite know, but I think in the future it will be an absolutely fantastic feud. It's not really going to happen at the moment, of course, because Omega is busy with Hangman Adam Page, plus Omega and Andrade are both currently playing heel roles as well. So it's not going to be for a while, but I think when it does finally happen, it will be an incredible feud between those two. Both are absolutely amazing in the ring, and both really good at telling a story as well. So I really think that Andrade versus Omega is something that could really translate well into AEW. That's why I was surprised that Andrade didn't come in as a face, to be honest, and get involved in the Omega feud. But I suppose they're doing Andrade Omega somewhere else. Let's not overdo it. Because at the moment, of course, Impact are going with a different Omega feud, AEW is going with a different Omega feud, and obviously AAA's got their own Omega feud. So, yeah, it's best not to overdo it, I suppose. But, yeah, Andrade versus Omega is a feud that I definitely want to see in the future moving forward. Second person on my list is somebody who I feel like is the future of AEW, and that is Sammy Guevara. His elevation over the last couple of years, since coming in on the very first episode of Dynamite for the very first match against Cody with that weird panda head on, to then joining the Inner Circle and to now becoming a massive, massive fan favourite and an absolutely incredible in-ring competitor as well. I really feel like Sammy Guevara would do so well against Andrade. Andrade could definitely give Sammy the rub and continue to build him up as to one of the future stars in AEW, and along the way Andrade can continue to look good and look dominant as well. Of course, Sammy will be playing the underdog face role against the experienced Andrade, and I think that would work pretty damn well. I don't think it's going to be a feud that's going to happen right now, of course, because Sammy is still part of the Inner Circle's feud against the Pinnacle. It looks like Sammy Guevara is going to be feuding against Shawn Spears for the upcoming All Out pay-per-view. But it's something in the future that I definitely believe we could be seeing, because I think the two of them would just gel so well together in the ring as well. And I think it would be an absolutely fantastic match and a fantastic storyline. And the next one on my list is going to be the Bastard Pac. Now, on this one, we have seen recently Andrade asking during an interview where he can find the Death Triangle. Now, I don't know the reason behind this, whether he's looking to recruit them into his own little stable, whether he's looking to battle them. I'm going to go along the battle them little run here, and we're going to start things off against Pac. I think Pac, obviously an absolutely fantastic in-ring competitor, great high flyer, also great mat technician as well. I feel like the ring ability of the pair of them could really do well together, really merge well together, and I think it would give some incredible matchups. And I think the character that Pac plays as well, the sort of tweener anti-hero sort of face at the moment, I think would be fantastic against someone like Andrade. And it would be interesting to see what would happen potentially with Pentagon and Phoenix, whether they would turn on Pac, whether they would continue to back Pac and fight against Andrade. It's difficult to say because I can't see Andrade going into a 1-on-3 situation. That's the only thing that I don't quite understand at the moment. Unless Andrade is going to align with a tag team to back him up, or whether Andrade will pull Pentagon and Phoenix away from Pac. But they've done that already, haven't they, with Eddie Kingston? We had Eddie Kingston try and pull the Lucha Bros away from Pac. So it would be just doing the same thing they've already done. But I feel like Andrade versus Pac would be an absolutely incredible feud. So next up on my list is Rey Fenix. Now, very similar to the Pac situation, of course, we saw that Andrade wanted to speak to the Death Triangle, so maybe they could be going with a feud between Andrade and Phoenix. Again, both fantastic in-ring competitors in a match we'll see later on today, of course. And I think it would be a really, really fun little feud between the two. And again, it's going to be very interesting to see where the Death Triangle line up, because like I said, it's going to be very weird for a heel to go into a 3-on-1 situation where the faces are the three. So I don't quite know what's going to happen there, unless there's a little bit of a turn in there. Maybe Pac joins with Andrade to take on Phoenix and Pentagon. Maybe Pentagon turns on Phoenix and... there's so many different options. And I mean, even if we just ignore what's going on at the moment and the potential near feud that could happen, we could also see loads of other stuff. This could be a future feud for like 3 or 4 years down the line. But either way, I feel like it would be an absolutely incredible match with two guys who are incredible talents, and I'm assuming may have worked together in their early careers over in AAA or CMLL. I might be wrong there, but you never know. But it's a feud I definitely want to see in the future. And I think no matter who it is in the Death Triangle, it's going to be absolutely incredible. And that brings us on to our 5th and final person on my list. Yep, you guessed it, Pentagon. Pentagon is another match that I feel like would be absolutely incredible. I feel like he's probably the best mesh sort of in-ring for Andrade out of the Death Triangle. I feel like he's got the same sort of style. He's got the more grappling style. He's got the more hardcore style as well, but also very agile and able to hit those high-fly maneuvers, the Mexican Destroyer and stuff like that. And again, it'd be very interesting to see if this is a feud that will happen in the near future. Just where the other members of the Death Triangle will line up in this scenario. Whether it will end up with... God, that frightened the life out of me, you did. So I got ambushed by the cat. Yeah, whether we'll see one of the Death Triangle members move along, or whether we'll see Andrade move in and join up forces with these guys, turn these guys heel, and Andrade goes on to feud against somebody else. It's an interesting situation. It's going to be one very interesting to watch over in the upcoming weeks and months, and to see who Andrade is going to line up against first. And I don't quite see who's going to be free at this point in time, big name-wise and face-wise. So it's going to be interesting to see who they do line him up with. But the hint at the Death Triangle definitely hints towards one of these 3 feuds being first. Maybe not necessarily a feud. Maybe just Andrade walks in and goes, look, I want to make a name for myself. I want to face one of the best Mexican wrestlers or Latin American wrestlers around. So let's get in the ring together. Something like that may happen, but yeah, for me, these 5 guys would be absolutely ideal. I mean, there's loads of others, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Andrade versus anybody is going to be good. Stop shouting at me. I think it'd be fantastic no matter what happens. I mean, you've got people like, obviously, Malachi Black, who's also debuted recently. You've got people like John Moxley, who would be fantastic against him as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see where they do go with it. And I'm just looking forward to the future, to be honest. I think the debuts of Andrade and Malachi Black have really developed the roster of AEW to a point where I think it could start to really dominate. Especially, it's already dominating for me. I've not watched a WWE product in 2 years. Not a pay-per-view. I didn't even watch WrestleMania this year. That's the first time in about 20 years I've not watched WrestleMania. And that's because I'm just so hooked on AEW now. Everything they do, I really enjoy. And there's talk of more big names like Daniel Bryan coming in the future. And it'd be interesting to see where they go with it all. But anyway, I'm love you and leave you. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Of course, if you have, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see some more. Later on today, we will have all of these 5 matches played out on WWE 2K19 to see exactly what the game thinks would happen in those feuds. So if you're interested in that, then make sure you check them out. But yeah, I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you much for watching. Good night, God bless, Auf Wiedersehen, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.